Hey up. Looks like we won't be needing our prisoners' help after all. The savages come to us on their own, and in strange company.
Maybe it's another gang caught some of them too.
Maybe. If that's so, they did better than us. They captured 2 of them.
They got lucky, that's all.
Quai coldum amem da radi dau quasa betrechon. Queridwe fishaika cremoderem.
Comerus. Nasientum tegadachum fonteramum crectedende. Neumes.
Listen to their gibberish. They're more islanders, I'm sure of it. They must know where to find the gold.
Enough. Let's see what this strange party has to say first.
I can talk to them, if you like. I know how to deal with this breed of ne'er-do-well.
Since you offered, be my guest.
Gentlemen, madam, I bid you good day. Let me get straight to the point. You've detained someone we'd like to see released. This prisoner is a burden to you. You don't know what to do with him. And you're probably hoping to make some money by selling him into slavery. Well, how much?
I knew it. That one wants all the savages for himself. He must know something about the treasure that we don't.
Don't say a thing. Yes, we've got a native, and we were about to sell him, since he won't talk to us. But you seem to be doing so much better than us in this respect, since your savage speaks to you so trustingly. Since you know how to use their gifts too, that'd be worth a lot more than the handful of coins we get from selling him.
Whatever are you talking about?
As if he didn't know. Everyone knows that the islanders from Tier attract gold.
Indeed. And we know there are other natives lurking around here, which makes us all the more sure there's a fabulous treasure hidden in these ruins. My dear, you know all about these old stones. Isn't that true?
Ancient treasures are often hidden in the ruins of Astria, and I know that there are many artifacts to be found here. I read that some of Aleko's own possessions were kept here. My tutor also spoke of a particularly lavish temple adorned with a magnificent figurine.
Oh, there you have it! So, here's the deal. You use your treasure compass and bring us back some. Then we'll be more than happy to free your friend.
Who is the young woman who is traveling with you? She doesn't look like the other members of your party.
You're right. My beloved is an accomplished scholar like no other. But she can answer for herself.
My name is Delara. I'm a historian who studies Ghakan, and in particular the Astrian civilization. I was on an expedition with my tutor to explore these ruins, but the old fool is blind, and I spent more time chasing the monkeys that stole our belongings than conducting research. So, when I met my sweetheart, I realized that my future lay elsewhere.
Oh, it was love at first sight.
Especially when he realized that she could help us find treasure in these ruins.
Why did you set up camp in these ruins? There can't be many people around here.
You must think we're common highwaymen, out to rob merchants and travellers. That is not the case, I assure you. Although we sometimes have no option if we are to survive, we have other aims and aspirations. We are gentlemen of fortune, drawn to mysteries and the pursuit of fabulous treasures. And these ruins are chock full of them.
Yeah, being holed up in the middle of nowhere isn't a bad idea when you've got the guard breathing down your neck.
You're not from this country, are you?
Oh, pretty observant for an islander. You're right. I'm originally from the Teuton Empire. Unfortunately, my country's at war with this one, so I avoid telling the locals about it. They might take it the wrong way.
You have a very unusual way of speaking. Does everyone in your country talk like you?
Oh, alas, no. Most of them are boors, like your dour friend. But I come from a good family.
The son of a duke.
A bastard, probably, who thinks his half-blue blood makes him better than everyone else. Unless, of course, he's just a smooth talker who's made up a title for himself to seduce naive young women.
Sir, I cannot allow you to say such things. However, I'd rather keep the secret of my birth to myself. It's not something you go telling complete strangers.
We'd like to see our friend first, to see that he's all right.
I don't see any harm in that. You'll see he's been treated well. We're not brutes. However, don't you go trying to do anything stupid. If you try to free him without holding up your end of the bargain, we won't think twice about using violence.
Walker, you've come back, and with more of my people. These men are crazy. I beg you, tell them to free me.
We're here to help. Are you all right?
They haven't treated me badly, but they're talking about selling me to the soldiers.
Quid fravins de Satanaya?
Eska hole mer. Second koime enedid esmeonen, fravin quenied esed. Sagna fravin on quest madar kasa. Anatui gon questa hefarnas jam radidet. Nakoid ole jam radiden slundem en vegem. Lima dividu de radidau quint. Ano mene de rennau de dem. Es en beter kan. Rendur da kenne. Na meen de vee sa adiven.
Quinnia de se foilegnes luchtos. Kelender ages lanent?
Kelde nesolmad. Quies manas quels de sa essa. Nas menin sientit oragides. Sag es volad brokend a tu si tuchstad biade dwint. Es marigem de veru, var has feshon de vadedau dent chachranad. Tege den oile, de siglenach toredemen evridenemen nacham. Sag nas marag. Quershid emes madent.
Quid sirt? Quod berdo avar?
Tege de he dunosid ole veregem et varem da eshidach. Esenedem dag enenab. Quien sasient on donne velu. De manatoigen esin anamendu. Nu boquen smeonem. Sin bargem tusignem de harolo moidi de esidach. Atauig den samerame. Togdu veliden me quenide da roiden demda Boreid en de horegi wint hum koime. Karadem nasmeoden de herodem qua he dunosed. Olbud ole sonea en contortam.
Na brog. Oregames dagam de verudet echter de isa.
It seems to me that I've shown enough kindness letting you chat. It's time to get to work now.
Na tegetis dem casamera
We'll be back soon. Don't worry.
Yes, after all we have to do is find a treasure, a mere trifle.
We found this sculpture. We thought it was very beautiful.
It is indeed beautiful and surprisingly well preserved. It reminds me a great deal of a statue in the Prince's collection in Peren.
I suppose we better find another buyer in that case.
Oh, there'll be no shortage of them. To have a statue that can rival that of a prince, it'll certainly attract a lot of interest.
Well, since you kept up your part of the bargain, I'll keep mine. Your friend is free to go. Take him with you and get out of here. We've got to prepare for our departure. What do you think, my dear? Where do you think is the best place to sell this marvel?
They've agreed to let you go.
Thank you for persuading them. Thank you 1,000 times over. I don't know how you managed to understand them. I think these people are mad. Come on, let's go to our people. They'll make you feel right at home. You'll see. Let me see your map. This is where our camp is.
This place is different from the rest. As if it were older. There is something here. A sort of moaning sound. It's almost as if I can hear the earth sobbing beneath my feet. At last, we'll soon be with our own kind.
That's the first time I've seen you smile. It's not exactly paradise here, though. Your people must have been in hiding for months, scavenging for food every which way to survive.
Rootless. You can feel what I feel, can't you? There is something powerful here. At home, it would be a place of connection. The earth is speaking. It's shouting.
Again, hadreg des brotumer. Berde haul fradem sadio, o berda has kagarantanui. You're the one Kenkel's worker, aren't you?
That's the nickname he gave me. My name is Ludwig.
Welcome, Ludwig. The things you brought us have been a great help. And I see that this time you've brought us some of our own people.
Yes, yes. Like you, they were taken from your island. They were imprisoned and escaped.
All our people are welcome here.
Adloche da Raval. Es menilan. Ages evriden ger. Es ni donei gada e korei e shantamen lag.
Fridan ger. Es anum yori. Sagia berad crimoderum dadesa. Oi riden de loban carriden on gerveldacham qual nadaktansan. Avar satir toklad meroledes. And who are your other companions in this land?
My name is Sybil de Vesp, former legate of the congregation in Alima. Now I'm on the run. Thank you for your hospitality.
We're happy to have you here. And even if we don't have much, we'll gladly share it. As you will soon learn for yourselves, our sanctuary is extremely precarious. Although we are free, we must remain hidden, or risk being imprisoned again. Some of our people are sick and weakened by the ordeal they've been through. And we are short on everything. Any help you can offer will be most welcome. But I don't want to burden you. You must be tired. I'll let you settle in and get to know each other.
Look, it's Lair from the Black Alks. We crossed paths during a ceremony with both our clans, remember? So, he too was captured. We should go talk to him.
Excuse me, aren't you Lair of the Black Alk clan?
Yes, and I recognize you. You're the apprentice sages of the Shining Scales. So, you were brought here too?
Yes, and we wound up in a prison, where we found this pendant.
I recognize that. It belonged to a friend of mine. He died in terrible pain after they made us perform some kind of ritual.
So they did the same thing to you as they did to us. And he died. Just like Sheda. We also lost a dear friend.
And the Varshut dear end. Thank you for giving me this pendant. I will cherish it as a reminder of my lost friend.
Did the ritual do this to you? Or were you injured when you escaped?
I fought back against the guards when my friend died. They beat me. Then we were sold to a cruel woman who didn't tend to my injuries.
Here, take this. It should help you heal faster.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The woman you mentioned, is her name Iqbal by any chance?
That's the name I heard.
Do you know where we could find her?
No, I haven't seen her since she abandoned me on the coast. But your Renoikse friends might know more. They're from this island, aren't they?
We must do everything we can to find them, Ridengar.
Oh, if you can free them, I'll be eternally grateful. She won't be easy to find, and she's doing her best to keep a low profile, as one of her former associates is said to be after her. You must be careful. She has lots of bodyguards.
The associate who is looking for her could be an ally.
He's probably just as terrible as she is. And if I've understood it right, he's out to kill her.
That could keep us from finding the prisoners she already sold.
That's true, but this man is sure to have information that could be useful to us.
Then, we'll be leaving now.
I hope I'll have the pleasure of seeing you again.
Ever quedsiad dad, siens tugiam na sient tranagu soja an clywed end o reduven.
Na faber quid quins du. Na fravins on quest.
Hages arulam to do linquidau oilem and quincy de quese isadama da hanadislan.
No. San caurto. Sag nasiet. Asa vegum nasiet.
If we are to take sides, you should tell us more about what you're arguing over.
I want to leave. I've spent enough time here recovering from our imprisonment. I know that more of our people are still prisoners, and I just can't sit here and do nothing about it.
And I want him to stay here with me. I'm afraid of this land that seethes with evil. I'm afraid of its violent inhabitants and what they might do to him. I don't want to lose my beloved because he wants to be a hero.
You say you suffered. You weren't locked up with your husband?
No. When the journey on the great ship was over, I was taken to a place with the other women and young boys. A merchant traded us one after the other like goods. A man took me away and... I don't want to talk about what he did to me, I can't. But I know that people in this land are evil, and I never ever want to go through that again. And I don't want Virgo to leave me all alone.
You say that more of our people are still prisoners. What do you know about it?
I know that when I escaped from the place where I was locked up, there were others who couldn't follow me. I can't imagine how they're suffering right now. Some were already gravely ill.
Where was it?
It was near their very large village, in huge rooms dug into the ground. I couldn't show you on a map, but I think I could find my way back.
Is this camp really safe?
Yes, we've been here for weeks, and no one has ever bothered us.
We've been hiding here like rats, only going out at night to find a bit of food. That's no way to live. And who's to say we won't be found sooner or later?
We won't stay here forever. Rumor has it that you're going to help us get back to Tefradi, right?
Indeed. My Nod friend has promised to do everything in her power to ensure that we can return home.
You see? Why risk our lives when we could just wait?
Sidmad, you've suffered a great deal, but Vargal is right. There are more of our people in danger, and only he knows where to find them. You must help them.
Thank you. I knew you'd understand.
Wait, there's more. You can't just leave your wife behind.
But she feels safer here.
It's because of you that she feels safe. She needs you to be with her. Besides, you'll be stronger together.
It's true that I'd rather stay here, but he's right. I want to be with you more than anything.
Beir tir sioleg, Agaranten. We leave tomorrow at dawn, my beloved. Together, we'll free our people. You'll see.
Aridenger, esata harragau da eludem. Radita garat nilang kud galundar samelsa. Navrek sa enig. Es anum ya linet enkome. Anum ya bert ad londem flan essa. And Walker, you came too.
I've still got a few things to check before we set off again.
I'm glad you've come all this way with us. Stay as long as you like.
How are you doing after all this excitement?
Fine, thanks to you. Those fools treated me well, but it wouldn't have lasted if they'd sold me. I'm a little afraid to go fishing in the same place again, though. I'll have to find another spot, and get someone to fix my harpoon. It suffered more from the fight than I did.
I could try to fix that harpoon you mentioned, if that would help.
That would be very kind. Thank you. Here.
No, I really don't see how I can fix it. I'm sorry.
It's all right. You did your best. Thanks for trying. I'm happy to see you again. I'm feeling much better, thanks to you.
Then...
I hope...
How are you doing after all this excitement?
Fine, thanks to you.
Would you like me to try and mend your harpoon? I come from a fishing village and I'm familiar with this variety of tools.
The shining scales. Yes, I heard. You could say we're lucky in our misfortune. Here you go.
It's lost a bit of its balance, but at least you'll soon be back to fishing.
Thank you very much. The winds that carried you to us were truly blessed.
Yes? What do you want to talk about?
You say you hail from Teleme. What can you tell me about your country?
My country? It's almost strange to put it that way, even though it is true that I was born there. Teleme is vast, greener and less arid than Tainea. Numerous cities budding with towers and belfries pierce our horizons. The most magnificent among them is the capital, Montorga. The Council of Cardinals rules from there. They are both our highest political and religious authority, and they wield powerful magic. But that's a paltry description that lacks personality, isn't it? In truth, Teleme is vastly complex and utterly beautiful. I hope one day to return. The way the sunlight dances over the church rooftops at dawn is a warmth I often miss.
What are you doing in Tainea? Your countries are at war, are they not?
I had to leave my country. I was banished after an unfortunate incident. I could have gone to Peren. It would have been less of a challenge. I did in fact travel through there before arriving in Olima. But there were too many things that reminded me of my home country, and too many people from Teleme who bore grudges because of my actions. Going to Tainea was a risky leap into the complete unknown, but it offered me the chance to have a new life.
Do you know anything about the ruins here? They're different than the ruins in our homeland.
I don't know anything about the ruins in your lands. But these ruins are similar to all the ruins found in the southern parts of the continent. They are the marks of an ancient civilization that lived and thrived here long before us, the Astrians. In those days, they had managed to unite the entire continent under a single banner, which seems unthinkable today. But outside of a few surviving stories that speak of their celebrated general, I must admit that I don't know much else. Concerning these ruins in particular, they seem rather vast, and they were certainly the remains of a city in their time. Scholars from the Alliance love to study the stones in the hopes of finding some lost parcel of knowledge.
I crossed paths with missionaries from Teleme on Tir Freddy. They spoke of your religion, but what can you tell me about it?
You already know that we worship a god that we call the Enlightened, and that Saint Matthias, his prophet, converted us to worshipping him. The Enlightened blesses us with his light, the source of all life, and offers some the gift of magic. I'm no expert in theology. I wasn't much of a student on the subject. I have a more instinctive approach, despite my gift. But if you are truly interested in the topic, it won't be hard to find entire books on the subject.
Are you a believer as well?
Yes. Are you not yourself a believer, even though your divinity goes by a different name? How can one not believe when the Enlightened, or the god you worship, blesses you with the power to defy the laws of nature? I know well that the Alliance thinks it is nothing more than a phenomenon they've yet to explain. And I'm sure that in the end, a scientific explanation will be found for everything. But I do not share their opinion.
I must leave you.
See you later.
Hello, did you want something?
If I've understood correctly, you're from the land they call Dutan?
That's right. The Holy Dutan Empire. I suppose you'd like me to tell you more about it. It could be a beautiful place to live. It's vast, full of beautiful forests and rich lands. That's most likely because it's soaked in the blood of the poor souls who were sacrificed to the folly of the powerful. For my country has always been at war. Or at least it has been for so long that no person alive knows the meaning of the word peace. We're at war with the Alliance, of course, as the Dutan Empire follows the path of the Enlightened. But we are also at war with ourselves. Ever since a new holy man challenged the organization of all things spiritual as imposed by Teleme, the nobles and princes have taken sides. Following whoever best serves their interests, of course. And as usual, the people are those who pay the price. Not only are they sent to the slaughter against the Alliance troops, they must also shed blood at home by killing their brethren in the service of the local noblemen and their loyalties of the day. A beautiful country indeed.
How long have you known Alvida?
It's been some time now. I've had dealings with Nauts on several occasions in the hope of using their ships. Those who agree to traffic contraband are few and far between, and they are unreliable. They're even more unscrupulous than I am. Alvida isn't one of them. She's not like that, and she let me know the moment we met. She's an idealist. I understand her point of view, and I think she understands mine. Though she doesn't approve of my dealings, she defends some causes that are dear to me. And now that she owes me, I know I can count on her help. Provided, of course, that what I ask for doesn't offend her vision of the Nauts.
Why did you become a smuggler?
I'd rather not discuss that if you don't mind, especially with someone I barely know. But since you're asking, I haven't always been a smuggler. I used to be a soldier. If you absolutely need a reason for what I do, just tell yourself that I've had my fill of the horrors of war. Or maybe you think I'm a coward, or that I'm only motivated by greed. I am what I am.
I think you mentioned you were a wanted man.
You can't be a smuggler without ending up on the hit list at some point. My trade annoys a lot of people. And the few attacks my friends and I carried out on convoys annoyed them even more. Put all that together and add in my past, and you'll find me at the top of the list. If you needed money and weren't wanted yourself, you could claim a handsome bounty by turning me in.
I've seen you use magic in battle. A different kind of magic.
Yeah, that's one of life's little jokes. I had no talent for it, or at least I never realized it when I was on the front lines. When I switched careers and my disgust for all that religious garbage was at its peak, I discovered I had a gift. Apparently, the enlightened has a sense of humor. Now, I can do a little magic, but I can't use the rings. Even if I'd had this talent before, I would have never gotten very far in the Mateist hierarchy.
As a smuggler, you're always on the move. What's that like? Isn't it tiring to live without any attachments?
It's not the life I would have chosen if I'd had the choice, you know? I would have liked a quiet life on a plot of land with my family. But the war stole that dream away from me. I was forced to follow the local nobleman into battle, and it was chaos. Nothing but blood and guts and death. Finally, I left all that, left everything behind, it's true. It haunts me every day, no matter how hard I try to survive. But the ties I once had cost me far too dearly. Or let's say they cost too much to the people I loved. Well, at least I'm not alone out here on the road anymore. You're here too, in spite of yourself. What's it like for you?
Like you, I'm just trying to survive. Trying not to think too much about what I've left behind. My island, my family. Even though it's also for them that I want to survive. I'm moving forward, one step at a time.
Sadly, that's just the way the world is. You seem to have understood that. It's hard, often exhausting, but at least you're not alone. You have companions, friends with you, people to support you. Don't forget that.
We'll talk later.
I'll always be here if you need me.
I miss Sheda so much. Sometimes something happens to us, and I go to tell her about it before realizing that she'll never be able to listen to me again. It's like a stab to the heart. Every time.
With everything that happened, we never really had a chance to talk about our bonding ceremony again.
It's true. It feels like 1,000 years ago. But if you don't mind, I'd rather talk about it in our own language. Fragole jasjord, espignek dau lech dam, da gret dau emes olevir. So kontabuye digret chal da vuyet nes diri. Da gontabedi at hanalidi, agereudi at gredes, oidvenei en magleben. Da elu de helugedon mil feteni. Onessa godom ant, so kontel. Samelradido nes diern. Ja flint me. Hakaer, sa ned samachtast lod. Sido. Age hamsteram seg, boat hagos enenik nes nodoigi. Demas yes. Bokoloen me. Kontabeit kosag. Ko hontach, kanes hennesem nes wiem. Renduer sa olei des. Mache ol tegedach de hegaon. Sagato. Quod boe voglendidad. Contabile se questa sam?
Is komem kam samel ma bode des? E god nes dir nia mevas? E shionau age khe ja lid varma vasum. Aka rod, samel tir ja snegdet siesenem. A kante buid da vied on kahe betom ole am, kanes hennesem. Ages virdo, in nadoig, ko hagos ja toigt samel da vuleti deis. Na tam vregu fors me unides sa Amsterdam oleg.
Name Kassin, Aridenger. Name Kassin.
Wat veldes en boet kontrean ir nes luchtos vartsatir.
Na, od vel duem bodonea oilio tokladunde nes hennesem. Sog, na dagom agojetnem em fleodende da hadgom frangi. Esan tu saudi. Samele toise medi koreina ui. Agan Amsterdam sam. Esan targo Kassin. Faret es slont em fodekt und ranes luftos. Ag ankenaidum da doigi essa. Oila samelni. Ja es kwelste vin valiem. De hedonea ja karent. Echter gwelshet vir da hadregau.
What do you think about this continent they've brought us to?
Brought? Deported or thrown would be more correct. I don't know what to tell you. It's such a strange place. Everything is huge and ominous, other than nature, which seems to be in constant suffering. The rivers are stale, the hills are bare, and the soil is poor. Here there is no healing song from the one of 1,000 faces. There is just an atrocious and deafening lament that echoes my own anger.
Smeons de doflanem, a de hedam.
Olei siu, abalden dani. A cantabeit end on olei Amsterdam. Quan smeuin denes diernem bocht. Maraduer samel kom. Quan sient nadach des. Tausit magreda chaliedu. Pa sheda? Es mes quies. Boko vednik se. Oleg aru lambda nadach toame. Em abal samel sa. De denjasem ovunag. Ag anedargnet. En aglede mar en sa gaudam. Regt ma hanemam. Ose samel ma hirem, Frovins. Ato? Smeons dent eduven?
Kagono dachtom. Nasieint oleg vregu fors meuni wind habertas. Agen ole hamsteras jam rendem komole.
Es samel knedam jam ren. To ame, da he krechtom sam. Minund ni da holeg.
Quai gales me oleg vridanam ger.
Faret es to samel sin. Nas to samel quen, de jam kladen de vridenan duben an etalemem. Es to samel saloban, jam to klade vintan lau. Sis da hawel de hetira renoixamen nama began, a goita kene.
See you later.
Boy.
Now that we're a safe distance from the prison, I imagine you're expecting me to introduce myself? Sybil de Vespe, at your service. But you must have questions. Who is this mysterious woman, really? How does she manage to remain so elegant after crossing through the sewers in half of Tainea?
How did you manage to enter the prison? You didn't poison all the guards?
No, as you were able to see for yourself. It just so happens that I am. Rather, I was a diplomat in Alima. I was a representative of the merchant congregation there. It gave me a number of privileges, including the right to visit most of the city's official buildings.
You seem quite well equipped for a diplomat.
I'm a de Vespe. We're born with a sword in one hand and a vial of poison in the other.
Why did you come with us? Someone like you must have better things to do than follow a group of freshly escaped Teofredians.
Better things to do, perhaps, but this journey has an absolutely delicious taste of adventure about it. But alas, the truth is far more mundane. After organizing your escape, it would have been difficult for me to keep my position as a diplomat. And besides, let's just say that Alima's climate was beginning to take a toll on my health.
Why did you come and free us from prison?
Because it was fun, of course. Like any spoiled noblewoman, I'm desperately bored, and any distraction is welcome. I jest. I simply did my best to respond adequately to my good friend Alvida's request. I wouldn't refuse your thanks, but it would be more fitting for you to thank our kind-hearted Naught.
How do you always manage to make light of everything that happens, as if nothing really mattered?
Believe me, a lot of things are important to me. But derision and levity have saved my life more than once. When you're born into a family like mine, steeped in conspiracy and surrounded by murder, when tragedy and horror are daily occurrences, humor is the only way to keep from sinking into madness. I've seen firsthand what madness can drive us to. All I had to do was look at my dear cousin Octave. No doubt you had a very different childhood.
It's true, I haven't experienced murder and conspiracy, but things haven't always been perfect. My father died when I was a child. He was killed while out hunting. My mother found his body. She was never the same after that. But despite it all, I was lucky. The whole village was there for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why, but I imagined your life was peaceful before you were taken. We have such an idyllic vision of life on your island. I should have known it was just a fantasy.
You mentioned you were a diplomat in Olima. What exactly was your role?
I was the legate, which is a way of saying I was the congregation's ambassador to Olima, at your service. I represented our nation in this great city, which, while though it's not a capital, is a major city in the Bridge Alliance. My job there was to further the congregation's commercial and diplomatic interests. I had to make sure certain agreements were reached, and sometimes I had to keep others from being signed. It's a rather boring job, to be honest. The only good part about it is that you're invited to attend ever so many parties and banquets.
You seem very proud of your family. They rule over a city, if I understand correctly.
The ancient city of Peren, the oldest inhabited city on the continent, if local legend is to be believed. My family, the de Vesps, have been merchant princes there for generations. No other family in the city would be mad or suicidal enough to claim the title anyway. You see, my family has made assassination their art and manipulation their language. And an unquenchable thirst for power pulses through our veins. However, we are no longer the leaders of the congregation, as Peren has lost some of its influence. That honor belongs to the Dorsays, the princes of Serene. And of course, every member of our family has sworn to take the title from them. My uncle is His Highness Alexandre de Vespe I, assisted in his sinister plans by my cousin Octave, whose name alone is enough to make one tremble in fear. Between you and me, they're all obsessive murderers who have been driven mad by inbreeding and idleness. But their name still opens many doors, which could be useful to us.
You called Alvida a good friend. However did the diplomat and the Naught become close?
I met Alvida when she was a sailor on the ship that took me to Olima. We hit it off quickly, even though it may be hard to believe when you look at me today. I was a little nervous at the idea of being all alone in a foreign country. She introduced me to the beauty of travel and discovery. We met again in Olima later, when she was visiting. During one of our last encounters, she helped me out of a tricky situation, even though she didn't have to. It was the first time someone had done something for me without expecting anything in return. That's rare, especially when you're a Devesp. My, just listen to me, getting all sentimental. The reason doesn't matter much in the end. We're friends, that's all.
Let's talk about it later.
Always at your service.
Ka ir na sien sa oid cnoidi e coidi. Quod quaguida ma veruem. Madides me? Mendid da renau quesemen? Coid rai quessa alen mameunde.
Siente vorroidu da already, mameunde?
Na estegam. Now calmi oleg da sa quessa.
Esa dis? Tega dag da suis veruem.
Esad gorsi. Adlor headway marak.